The periodic chart in your chemistry. Periodic chart has atom. That is hydrogen atom as number 1. That is again proton, positive charge, and neutron, which is no charge, and electron, which is negative charge.
Then it's the God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. This Babylon lifestyle just a suicide. A suicide, they don't want us all to unify and realize all the energy that's deep inside. To utilize, they colonize our deepest minds. See all the lies that coincide with school and food, the radio and the news, politics and the president. They making the rules. Turn around and just break them. You got you over Jesus, my brother, you been forsaken. Yeah, freedom is taken. It don't come with no vote. Put you right in them chains, can't put you off to the boat. This the God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. This Babylon lifestyle just a suicide. A suicide, they don't want us all to unify. Yo, this the God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. This Babylon lifestyle just a suicide. A suicide, they don't want us all to unify. What?
And what GAGUT has done is put up a model that would explain this mystery.
Give you some heat rock. You ain't gonna find nowhere else.
And in the process, revise the entire chemistry, as you're gonna see shortly. Okay?
Let's go.
What happens is, this is number 1.
Greetings. Yeah, nothing is stopping this. Riemann hypothesis, whatever challenges, when is the option? It's the God order. Yup, infallible truth to heal your mind, body, and soul. Take over the youth and watch these Gagutian bars take over the booth. And the sun, moon, and stars ain't really the roof. Not a theory, but a theorem, yeah, it's really the truth. Jim Crow is dead, cut his head off for proof. Rolling with the Trinity, eight is of infinity. Got my polymorphisms, DNA, my memory. Riding with the top down, head off Kennedy. The top down, head off Kennedy. It's the God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. This Babylon lifestyle just a suicide. A suicide, they don't want us all to unify.
This, therefore, is the model of the
Gagutian, baby. The God almighty.
This mystery.
Yo, this shit about to be lit. Alright, so look, I got a wonderful bill for you. I'm gonna show you the surrenders. They waiting on the white flag. They waiting for us to realize it. I'm gonna show you the surrenders.
Of course,
the music coming. I'm not done. I wanna have a whole body. I got like at least 12 tracks. I'm gonna lay real quick. In the next 2 weeks, everything will be done.
Perfected it to the point where they can turn everything to gold yet. But it was different metals.
I've been going in.
So this basic principle.
Yo, so I'm gonna show you the surrenders. So, real quick.
Which seems to be
you ever see how we suffer from racial battle fatigue? You might be unfamiliar with this term, but I know you're not unfamiliar with what it actually is. Racial battle fatigue. That's like when you're driving in your car, mind your business, and the police get behind you and automatically you just straighten the fuck up. Like you square up, like you put your seatbelt on, your horn. That's called racial battle fatigue. Because you're stressed. That's just the sight of them stresses you out. That's racial battle
simply
fatigue.
Look at them as
we should not be suffering from things like racial battle fatigue. All right? And what GAGUT did is GAGUT gave us surrenders from Jim Crow. That's why I said Jim Crow is dead. Cut his head off for proof. Jim Crow is dead. It's surrendered to us. White supremacy is dead. It's surrendered to us. Like you see how in the news now they got these Asians, Chinese people in particularly, treating black people all kind of ways over in China or in Asia, kicking them out of the country and all of that. They really surrendered to us. They waved the white flag to us. We don't know. We don't know. So what I'm going to do in this live, in this presentation, I'm going to show you these surrenders. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to show you these surrenders. We're first frequency people. First frequency is God. We need to understand that's who we are. First frequency is the teachers, is the leaders. That's who we are. This is a gagutical age. And I'm going to show you documentation I'm gonna break it down for you. It's gonna be simple and plain, and you're gonna love it. All right, so get your pen and your paper. You know what I'm saying? Get your pen and your paper. You know what I mean? This shit about to be lit. I'm gonna show you something you probably never seen before. Nobody probably ever showed you this, but they've surrendered to us already. We just don't know it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy thing. We gotta love ourselves, man. I love you. Because I love myself. I love you. We got to love ourselves. We got to treat each other different than what we're treating each other. So that we embody the realization of us being source human beings, being first frequency people, being the mothers and fathers of all of humanity, being the caretakers of this information and the leaders and the teachers of this shit. We gotta respect ourselves and love ourselves differently. But hopefully after this presentation, I'll give you some ammunition that you can go and you can share this with other people, friends, family members, loved ones, neighbors, co-workers, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm about to bust this joint wide open, and it's going to be a very splendiferous presentation for you. So get ready. I'm giving you time to get your pen and your pad ready so you can write this stuff down. And I'm going to show you how to Google search all of these documentations that I'm going to show you and run through it all so you can give this information and you can share. See, we have the Each One Reach Many campaign. This is what I'm doing. I'm just being the one reaching many. This is Each One Reach Many. You know what I mean? And we're talking about GAGUT, the God Almighty's Grand Unified Theorem. This has won all battles for us. This has defeated white supremacy for us. This has defeated Jim Crow for us. This has even defeated racism outside of those industries for us, like in Asia, in India. Okay, let me touch on that real quick. That's gonna be our first start. That's gonna be our first stop. We're gonna stop in Asia, since Asia is a hot topic right now with this whole coronavirus thing and how they treating black people in Asia. Let's start right there. This is gonna be the first stop for us in Asia. In Asia, are you aware that they have a thing called a caste system? Are you aware of the caste system in Asia? Let me show you. Let me show you the caste system in Asia. Okay. Hold on. Let me flip this. All right. Let me show you the caste system in Asia. I ain't even looked this up yet. Caste system. Okay. Let's go. The caste system in India is the paradigmatic, ethnographic example of caste. It has origins in ancient India and was transformed by various ruling elites in medieval, early modern, and modern India, especially the Mughal Empire and the British Raj. It is today the basis of educational and job reservations in India. Now let's go in a little bit. Okay, this is the caste system. And it's this pyramid structure, right? Now at the bottom, they have the Dalits, or what's also known as the untouchables. This is where black people are placed at in Asia, specifically India. But Asia, look, Asia. This is the Asian caste system. Still influential in Asia, right? In Asia, this is the caste system. So black people are left at the bottom. They have black people at the bottom in Asia. And they can only be street cleaners, right? And menial tasks like cleaning up dead dogs off the side of the street, handling dead bodies, cleaning up trash. That's all they're allowed to be in society, right? That's all they allow black people to be in society in Asia.
This is the caste system in Asia. The caste system. Okay. Now, above from that, the Shudras, which are the manual laborers. So the job that you have now, working for the gas company, you wouldn't be allowed to have that if you were in Asia. You have to be lighter skinned to have that position. Okay. Then above that, the Vaishyas. These are the artisan, tradesmen, farmers, merchants, you know what I'm saying? The store clerks and stuff. That's, you're lighter. You get lighter as you get to the top. Then the Kshatriyas are the rulers, the administrators, and the warriors. Even to be in the military, you can't be dark skinned. Dark skin is all the way at the bottom. It's a Dalit, or an untouchable, as they call them. A Dalit. So to be even a ruler or a warrior, to be in the military, you have to be lighter skinned, right? Then at the very top, we have the Brahmins, priestly academic class, academics and priests. The priests and the scholars are Brahmins, right? Brahmins. This is the top of the caste system in Asia, right? The very top of the caste system is the Brahmins. Right? Now, black people are all the way down at the bottom in Asia. This is why they treat black people the way they treat them in Asia right now. This is the Asian caste system. This is why they are treated the way that they're treated, is because their society is being ruled by this caste system, which places black people at the bottom as just street cleaners. Menial task. GAGUT greetings, peace and love. This is why, because this caste system puts the darker skinned people at the bottom of society. So if you're dark skinned, you're black, you go in this category at the very bottom. You're only allowed to clean the street. You're a street cleaner. And at the very top, look at this, are the Brahmins. These are the priests. These are the scholars, the teachers, the professors, academic class. That's at the top. Those are the Brahmins. All right. So let me look at you real quick, because this is something that I've been trying. Like, all right. So this is the caste system in Asia. This is why it's ran that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you a surrender. We're going to show you a surrender by the top, the very top of the caste system in Asia, more specifically in India. India is in Asia, if you didn't know that. This is all a part of the same system. All right, so let's go. Let's go. Okay. So I want to show you this document that was shared to me by Professor Oyibo. This comes straight from Ground Zero from Alphabet Institute. Okay. Let me see. Okay, boom. Here we go. I got you. This will shed some light on what's going on. All right. Now, this is a document, gauge conditions for an abelian Chern-Simons systems consistent with equations of motion. This is from Krishendu Dasgupta. All right. From Krishendu Dasgupta, the Department of Physics, right? From the Department of Physics, this is from Krishendu Dasgupta. That's who this is. And the name of this school is Jamia Millia Islamia. All right. This is in New Delhi. This is in India. Now watch this. Okay. This is from Mr. Dasgupta. You see that? Krishendu Dasgupta. This is sent from Krishendu Dasgupta. All right, Krishendu Dasgupta. This is the professor at Jamia Millia Islamia. Listen to what he says. Dear Oyibo, good day. I heard that you have been successful in finding the unified field theory. Congratulations. You are more close to God than any of us. I was also working upon this theory. Since my theory was different, God was different to me. Please write me back, as I would like to know where I was wrong. Thank you. Yours, Crescendo Dasgupta. Now listen, there's a couple things that we need to recognize right off the bat, okay? Number one, Crescendo Dasgupta is at the top of the caste system in Asia. He's a professor. He's at the top of the caste system. The very top of the caste system. So for someone at the very top of the caste system to then turn around and tell somebody at the very bottom that they are closer to God than any of them, this is a surrender by the caste system. This totally destroys the caste system. This annihilates all forms of discrimination via the caste system in Asia. It's destroyed. GAGUT destroyed that. So the treatment that you see black people receiving in Asia right now is a contradiction to the truth. GAGUT is a unification of all truths. It's infallible. And what you just witnessed is the destruction of the caste system. This has been laid to rest. What's even more significant is the school to which Dasgupta is a professor. Dasgupta is a professor at the school. Let me show you. Let me get back. Because it's more. I apologize. Let me get back. Okay. So Dasgupta is a professor at, this is his school. His school is named Jamia Millia Islamia. This is an Islamic school. His school is Jamia Millia Islamia. So for him to say that this black man is more closer to God, you are more close to God than any of us. For him to say that is to say that Oyibo is even closer than Muhammad. Now, if you know anything about anybody who practices Islam, or about over in these extremely radical Islamic places, they do not play around with anybody talking about God or Muhammad. Period. How would you describe GAGUT to a child? Oh, my daughter understands it every day. I break it down. My daughter salutes you, say GAGUT greetings. You ask her who she is, she will tell you that she's God. It's very simple. You have to understand it first so you can explain it to a child. That's the simplest way I can break it down for you. But we're still building. Don't worry about it. We're still going. This is not an intermediate level conversation today, though. We're showing you the surrenders that we've been given from Asia, from India, shattering the caste system. Then we're going into white supremacy. We're going into Europe. We're going into Nazi Germany. They've surrendered to us already. And then we're going to go into the White House. We're going to go into Washington, D.C. We're going to show you the surrenders by the Illuminati themselves. Yes, we're going to show you that. So we're going to unpack all of that. Yeah, and I thank you for that question, too. That's a very good question. It can be better answered in another bill, because right now we're just giving you like heat rock right now. All right, so for him to say that would be something that they would call a fatwa. A fatwa, like a jihad, but on a smaller scale. Fatwa would be issued against a person. A jihad would be against like a nation of people. So an example of a fatwa, right? Again, we bring up Salman Rushdie. Do you know about Salman Rushdie? You might not, but let's go. Let's go. And let's break it down. All right. Salman Rushdie. That's correct. Solomon Rushdie. All right, so let me break this down. Look. Solomon Rushdie. All right? Solomon Rushdie. Hold up. I'm on images, that's why. Solomon Rushdie. Right? Midnight's Children's Book won a Pulitzer, won a book prize and deemed the best novel. All right, cool. Now, what he's most known for is this. Is this right here. Death threats. Death threats were made against him, including a fatwa calling for his assassination, issued by the Ayatollah of Iran, the supreme leader of Iran, in February 1989. Because Solomon Rushdie wrote a book, and in that book, he showed Muhammad in a less desirable position. And that enraged the Muslim community so bad that they called for his assassination. They called for his assassination. Hold on. Solomon Rushdie. Let me put this affair. I want to give you details on the story. Rushdie, the Rushdie Affair. The novel, The Ayatollah and the West, is a book written by historian Daniel Pipes, illustrated. The novel Satanic Verses, that's what it's called. The novel Satanic Verses was an assault on Valentine's Day, February 14, 1989. So this is where it goes into it. The Satanic Verses controversy, also known as the Rushdie Affair, was a heated and frequently violent reaction of Muslims. They reacted violently because they take great offense to anybody, right, who would defame, or speak ill upon Muhammad. So when Dasgupta, right, said that Professor Oyibo was closer to God than anyone, this meant he was closer than even Muhammad. Did they issue a fatwa against him and try to get him assassinated? No, because he was speaking an infallible truth. This was not some novel. This was not some illustrations that was built off of somebody's imagination. This was an infallible truth. This is mathematically proven. This is something that cannot be wrong ever. If somebody's using an illustration to demonstrate GAGUT and they get it wrong, the demonstration is wrong. GAGUT can never be wrong. This is the unification of all truths. That's what unified theorem is. So that's one surrender from Asia, right? From Dasgupta, Crescendo Dasgupta, totally dismantling the caste system in Asia. That's one. Now let's go to number two. Let's go to Europe. Let's go to Germany. Let's go to Germany. And I'm going to break this down. This one is going to get a little bit deeper. All right? This one is going to get a little bit deeper. Just a little bit, but hang in there with me. I don't go to sleep much. You know what I'm saying? I don't sleep much at all. I'll sleep a couple hours a night. I don't sleep much. I'll be up doing this. This is my twist. You understand me? So if you're looking for a late night intellectual sandwich, you can always come over here. I got your back. This your brother. All right, so that's one. So keep a bookmark in that. Remember what I showed you. I showed you how to find and everything. You want me to run it back for you? Let me know. I'll run it back for you. But basically, the Asian caste system is dismantled. That's all theory. That's not a theorem. That's not the truth. That's ideology. That's belief. That's old information. That's outdated. We've destroyed that as of 1990. We've destroyed that. GAGUT has destroyed that. People are so far behind. This is crazy. Or we're so ahead. That might be what it is. We're so ahead. But then again, this is first frequency. You know what I'm saying? We are God having a human experience. And this is mathematically proven. You see what I'm saying? So let's keep going. Let's unpack this a little bit more. So when we go into Europe, European institutions, especially involving mathematics, is something that is very astringent with its process. Even other Europeans, like the European Jews, have been kept out of this level of intelligence, of scholarship, of academia. This is why, the European Jews built a school in America in 1930, the Institute for Advanced Study with Albert Einstein. Like, imagine how, you know what I'm saying? Imagine how exclusive you think you are to not allow Einstein into your school. That's the type of level of discrimination we're talking about when we're going into Europe. Germany more specifically, but going into Europe, this is how much scrutiny they had. How much it was just incredibly segregated. This is how much they wouldn't even let Albert Einstein into their school. Albert Einstein had to come to America and build a school. That school is known as the Institute for Advanced Study. It's right next door from where I'm at. It's in Princeton, New Jersey right now. They built it in 1930. So prior to that, they had no school. They weren't allowed into Gaussian University. They weren't allowed into Harvard or Yale. They were barred and kept out of that intellectual forum. They were kept out of mathematics. And even when you think about black people applying them in mathematics, we, for the most part, have been blackballed and kept out of that industry. You have a few exceptions, like, say, you want to say Neil deGrasse, we can go Neil deGrasse, and definitely Professor Gabrielle Oyibo. But this is something that, yet again, we're running late on. Shout out to my brother Cool. GAGUT greetings. So let's go into Germany. Let's go into Europe and into Germany. And I'm going to bring you to this fellow right here. I don't want to give you too much, but I need to give you enough so you understand the gravity of the situation. All right, so boom. Let's get it. This gentleman right here. Carl Fredrick Gauss. Let's go. Carl Fredrick Gauss. Johann Carl Fredrick Gauss was a German mathematician and physicist who made significant contributions to many fields in mathematics and science. Look, born Brunswick, Germany, died in Göttingen, Germany. Where's his wiki page? There you go. Let me get that. Let's go. I just want to show you who this is real quick. This is very important. Was a German mathematician and physicist who made significant contributions to many fields in mathematics and science, sometimes referred to as the Princeps Mathemacorum, Latin for the foremost of mathematicians and the greatest mathematician since antiquity. Okay? Gauss had an exceptional influence in many fields of mathematics and science and is ranked among history's most influential mathematicians. Carl Fredrick Gauss. Okay? Died in Göttingen, right? Alma mater is Göttingen University. Göttingen University, this is his school. Göttingen University, that's where he went to school at. Fields, Mathematics, and Physics Institutions, University of Göttingen, right? Göttingen University. Now watch this. Watch this. Gauss, GAGUT. Watch this. Watch this. Give me image. Just give me the image. Give me the document. Give me the document, baby. Let's go. Hold on. Let me go back one time. Okay. Now, there was a ceremony in 2005, you see? In 2005, to honor Carl Fredrick Gauss. This is the Gauss year 2005 ceremony. In this ceremony, they were honoring Carl Fredrick Gauss. Okay? Now, if you look at this list, you will see Professor Gabriel Oyibo at 26 with the Grand Unified Theorem. 26. Now, why is that significant? Why is that significant? Well, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. We'll break out the pen and paper so I can show you. So Gauss is known also for his work in magnetics and electromagnetics, right? Watch this. Gauss wave. Even when you measure magnets, is known as a Gauss meter. You use a Gauss meter. So this is his creation to map out frequencies. He created this. So when you see any diagram that shows you this wave, this is a Gauss wave. This was invented by Carl Fredrick Gauss. Correct. When you look at a heart monitor, that's Gauss. When you look at a Richter scale, that's Gauss. When you look at anything that's mapping out energy using this type of illustrations, this is a Gauss wave. This was by Carl Fredrick Gauss. All right. Now, let's go over here. So look at this Gauss wave, right? This is a Gauss wave. Okay. This is a Gauss wave. Now, if you paid attention, they had Professor Oyibo's work at 26. Let's go back to that. Shout out to Ab. Peace and love, Goddess. What you doing up this late? We going in over here. So they had Professor Gabriel Oyibo's work at 26. You might say, damn, well, how is that significant if he's at 26? They put him at 26. That's really number one. Look, every week, right? Every week they had a presentation. One of these scientists' works was presented to honor Carl Fredrick Gauss. This is the Gauss year 2005 celebration. How many weeks are in a year? 52. What's 52 divided by 2? It's going to be 26. There's 26 weeks. It's every other week. So there's going to be 26 presentations. And what's at week 26 is the highest. This is how the Gauss wave works, okay? So this would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So at week 26, this is GAGUT. This is the number one work to honor Carl Fredrick Gauss, the greatest mathematician prior to GAGUT. Now this states that everything under, there's no parallel. See, this one is parallel to this one is parallel to this one. All of these are parallel to each other. GAGUT has no parallel. It has no equal. We've reached the top of the mountaintop, like Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King had a dream that we will reach the top of the mountaintop. Well, guess what? GAGUT brings us to the top of the mountain. GAGUT brings us to the mountaintop. This states that GAGUT work encompasses all of these other works, can be shown through GAGUT. And this is coming from Göttingen University, the academic home of Professor Carl Fredrick Gauss and Isaac Newton and Galileo Galilei and so many others. Let's take a look at who is in the company that we keep. Okay, So all of these people are under Gabrielle Oyibo. All of these people. Now we can go in on every name on here. I done did it already on my spare time. If you care to, go in on every name on here. What this is, what I'm showing you is a surrender. Is a surrender by white supremacy, by Nazi Germany, of all places. Germany has surrendered to us, to our intelligence. They know. You know what else they know? That we don't know. This information has been held G14 classified for way too long. This is the Gagutical age. This is our time right now. We have to take our proper positions. We got to start loving ourselves and appreciate ourselves for who we are. And when we do that, there have no other option. There's no other obstacles in our way. Nobody can stop us from being the leaders who we are. If we would, do you know, if you wanted to do something right now, there's nothing that can stop you. There's nobody that can stop. Whatever we want to do right now, we have everything that we need to do it, and there's nobody or nothing that can stop us right now. This is why we need to be together. We need our cliques, our tribes, our cadres. We need like-minded individuals to come together. You know, they speak about us being compared to crabs in a barrel or crabs in a bucket. Well, guess what? Crabs don't live in a bucket. Crabs don't live in the barrel. When you put them in their natural habitat, when they hold on to themselves, they do that so they don't get carried away by the current. It's not the problem of them holding on to themselves. It's about them being in their natural habitat. Who put them in the bucket? So that, even that concept is true to the fact that they're outside of their natural habitat. You know what I'm saying? So when we think about that, we need to also think about where our natural habitat. We need to be in our natural habitat. And naturally, we are the mothers and fathers of all of humanity. We are the guardians of the galaxy. Literally, they're talking about us. We're the only ones who don't know it. That's the simple facts about it. So the company that we keep, let's just go over one of these names, right? And let's go close to the top. I don't want to get all the way at the bottom. But even if we get all the way at the bottom, we're going over some heavy hitters. Michael Atiyah is pretty substantial. Even Riemann is in here. That's very substantial. David Hilbert, very substantial. Matter of fact, let's go over David Hilbert. Since he's under Professor Oyibo, he's under GAGUT. David Hilbert. So I don't think I could click that one and go in. Let's go in right here. David Hilbert. David Hilbert. There we go. Let's see who this guy is. David Hilbert was a German mathematician and one of the most influential and universal mathematicians of the 19th and early 20th centuries. Where's his wiki page? There we go. And you know what? See, they got a wiki page on David Hilbert. They do not have a Wikipedia page for Professor Gabrielle Oyibo. No. And you would think he would have one, especially by now, especially when he beat out David Hilbert. He beat out David Hilbert, and he does not even have a Wikipedia page. This should let you know who Wikipedia really is. All right, so let's go. All right. Was a German mathematician and one of the most influential and universal mathematicians of the 19th and early 20th centuries. Hilbert discovered and developed a broad range of fundamental ideas in many areas, including invariant theory, the calculus of variations, commutative algebra, algebraic number theory, the foundations of geometry, spectral theory of observation and its application to the integral equations, mathematical physics, and foundations of mathematics, particularly proof theory. This is David Hilbert's accomplishments. Now, keep in mind, he's under Professor Oyibo. Watch this. Known for basis theory, Hilbert's axioms. All right, cool. Awards, the whatever prize that is and all that. All right, cool. Scientific career, fields. institutions. Göttingen University. This was his school. He not only attended school here, he was a teacher here. Listen. Doctoral students. Look, doctoral students. All of these people have PhDs. These are all of the PhDs under David Hilbert. Look how many PhDs are under him. Hold on, let's count them. Just for shits and giggles, let's count them. Okay, we're going to stop at Robert, whatever. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. He has 32 PhDs under his belt. This is something unheard of for somebody to have 32 PhDs under their belt. This is David Hilbert's accomplishments, but yet he still was not on the level of Professor Oyibo. Hold on. Let me get back. He still is not on the level of Professor Oyibo. He's 2 weeks under him. He's 24. He still hasn't made the achievements that GAGUT has made. He had all those achievements, calculus and algebraic theorems. All of that is encompassed inside of GAGUT. That's why it's placed at week 26 at the very top of the mountain. At the very top of the mountain. When the Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King said he had a dream about us going to the mountaintop, he was talking about GAGUT. So this, once again, we done already been to Asia. Totally dismantled the extremely biased caste system they have in Asia, which placed black people at the very bottom of society, reserving them for the only jobs as street cleaners, people who scoop up dead animals off of the street, clean out outhouses, to now being at the very top of the pyramid, the Brahmas. And then we went to Europe. We went to Nazi Germany itself and saw the surrender they've given by honoring what used to be the greatest mathematician on earth, Carl Fredrick Gauss, with Professor Oyibo's work in GAGUT. Overlooking their own students, their own alma mater. One of the most successful ones, David Hilbert, with 32 PhDs under his belt. Do you not understand this is what you need? Yo, this shit is crazy. To add on real quick before we hit our last stop, because our last stop is a surrender in America by the federal government and the Illuminati. The Illuminati. I'm going to share that with you. We're going to go over the documentation and we're going to break that shit down. So Professor Oyibo has received letters, petitions from the students and staff at very prestigious institutions begging him to come teach them. You know what he said? No. He said no. I am in communication with Alphabet Institute, with Professor Oyibo. I asked him, can he teach a class for me and 10 people once a month? You know what he told me? He said, yes, I will do that for you. My brother Immortal Cool, he was in the last briefing. He was in the last class. I paid for him to come to the class. The class cost $550 per person. I have the power to grant scholarships to at least 10 people. And we're making an exception this month right now because of this threat of a pandemic called the coronavirus. We have the solution to all problems. GAGUT is the unification of all mathematics. Literally the solution to all problems. We have the solution to the coronavirus. You will turn the news on, turn the media on, and they won't give you a solution to this problem. They will just tell you stay home and die. Hope for the best. They don't have the solution. GAGUT has the solution. We have the solution to this. You see what I'm saying? So this is something that's very exclusive. Because now I can show you with MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, students and staff signed a petition begging Professor Oyibo to come to MIT and teach them. You know what he told them? No, thank you. But then he said he would teach a class for me, for us. And it was a 12-hour class. And I loved every minute of it. I couldn't stop listening. 12 hours. And we got to communicate directly with the professor. Ask him any question that we had. We went over immortality. We went over the solution for the coronavirus. We went over alchemy. We went over time travel. Listen, you need this class. You need this class. I'm telling you, you need this class. My brother Cool was there. Cool. Tell him it was so much information. You probably took notes, and you're going to have to decipher these notes for another 2 weeks before you can really position yourself to have adequate questions for the next time you get to come to class. It literally is that good. GAGUT greetings, peace and love, goddess. It's literally that good. We were there for 12 hours. You didn't get tired at all. You didn't lose your attention. It was banging. It was 12 hours of heat rock. To be able to communicate with the greatest mathematician on earth, who you share DNA with, to be able to talk to yourself, your past self, who's reached the highest level of academics, who've gotten us the surrender by Nazi Germany, who've gotten us the surrender by the Asian caste system, who's also gotten us the surrender by Jim Crow in America, by the Illuminati, personally surrendered to us. All right, so look. This joint is so heavy. Yo, I swear, I could build on this all day. You know what I mean? And it's because I connected with the professor personally. You know what I'm saying? Personally. I talk to him like every day. I talk to him today. You know what I mean? And there's another course called Gagutian. I want to get you in there too, Cool. I don't know if I can pay that joint for you though, bro. You might get, you know what I mean? You might get to meet us halfway, because the Gagutian course is equivalent to a PhD. You will receive a certificate signed by the Professor Gabriel Oyibo, the greatest mathematician on earth, directly from his institution, Olfapit Institute, ground zero for intelligence in the universe. Hold on, let me check my time. Damn, my time is kind of light, yo. My time is a little bit light. But let's continue. Let's not stop. So the Olfapit Institute has been deemed ground zero for intelligence in the universe. Professor Gabriel Oyibo has received the highest academic achievements of anybody on the planet. Now, we're going over a couple surrenders right now. We just destroyed the Asian caste system. We just destroyed the bias, the European bias in Europe, in Nazi Germany, Gaussian University. You don't know much about Gaussian University, look them up. They're home of some of the greatest mathematicians on earth ever. Isaac Newton, Carl Fredrick Gauss, just to name a few. And Carl Fredrick Gauss had a ceremony. Well, he has a ceremony every 4 years where they honor him. And in 2005, they honored him using GAGUT, overlooking even their own brightest pupils, to give Professor Gabriel Oyibo the top spot, the number one spot, to honor Carl Fredrick Gauss, handing over the torch to black people, oh my goodness. Break down the surrender. Okay, I'm going to break down that, but I might got to come back in because I'm only have like a couple of minutes, and I don't think it's going to be, I'm going to need more time. I need more than a couple minutes. But I'm going to break down the surrender in the USA and the Illuminati. Just end it now and come back. I'm going to just end it now and come back because I got like 5 minutes in here, and I'm going to need more than 5 minutes unless I get my Rizza Islam on and talk real fast. But I ain't going to do that. I don't want to go too, I want you to have this information. I want you to have this so you can share this with your friends, your family, your loved ones, so we can understand who we really are. So we can understand how valuable this information is, cool? So we can bring more people to the briefing. So we can get life-saving information like the solution to the coronavirus. So we can get information that takes us way ahead in the future, like immortality. Death is a sign of ignorance. Dis-ease is a sign of ignorance. All of these things don't exist when you're thinking gagutically. Gagut solves all problems, even death. Even death. So it's not no microwave dish. You know what I'm saying? This is a home-cooked meal. This is a gagutical meal. We have to take our time and lay this joint out right. You know what I mean? Yo, that's appreciative. You see, dog, I'm a man of my word, man. If I say I'm going to bring you into class, I'm going to bring you into class. You know what I'm saying? That cost me $500. I got a little bit of discount because you came in late. You came in at the end. But it cost me money out of my pocket for you to come into class. And I don't care. I could spend my money on some other stuff. Lord knows I can. You know what I'm saying? But I did that so you can be open. So because you're cognizant of how valuable that this is, I wanted you to have that experience. You know what I'm saying? Now this is each one reach many. You know what I'm saying? This is each one reach many. So we have to reach more people, more individuals. Each one of us that's why I use my social media. You know what I'm saying? To reach many more people. Everybody who I'm around is not cognizant of these things that I'm talking about. I wasn't always cognizant of these things that I talk about. I was just fortunate to have an urge to want more. And me having that instinct. And I don't even want to call it instinct. I would call it intuition. Instinct is what the other species on the planet have. And instinct is not a bad thing. Instinct is not a bad thing. Instinct is what tells the gazelles it's time to leave. When they're all grazing in the field and there's lions and lionesses around, but everybody just seem to be chilling until it's dinner time. And then the gazelles have to have instinct, to tell them that it's time to go. You need to have instinct. They have instinct in the birds, the fowl that we have in the north, to tell them when it's time to fly south. That's instinct. We have, the human species, we have intuition. That intuition comes with the ability to communicate. It comes with the ability to make tools. It comes with the ability to write language. That's intuition. So I had an intuition to actually look deeper. And me looking deeper, I challenged myself to some things that I was always struggling with. And it was mathematics. And what I found was what they do is they add culture to a product to get you to see yourself in the product. They add culture to a product to get you to see yourself in the product. Example, the earliest illustrations of Jesus were black. The oldest Bible in the world, the oldest and most complete Bible in the world is Ethiopian Coptic. However, when these Europeans came into Africa and they saw this spiritual system, they wanted to make a carbon copy of it to take to Europe so they could control the people in Europe with a system of morals. And when we're talking about Europe, these cultures, these is the Vikings, the barbarians. That's the type of people you need. So you're dealing with some Vikings and some barbarians. You needed something that was potent. So for them to have the people see themselves in that spiritual system, they made Jesus white. They made Jesus of European descent. This allowed them to connect culturally. Just like when you turn on TV and you're looking at a commercial, say they're selling chicken nuggets. Let's just say they're selling chicken nuggets. What they got in the chicken nugget commercial? They got somebody dancing with some hip hop music on. He look cool and hip dancing with the chicken nuggets. They might be breakdancing and stuff, holding the chicken nuggets. That has nothing to do with chicken nuggets. What that has to do is with your culture. So you see yourself with the chicken nuggets. So now you buy into that product. What I've noticed from my compulsory education and the education I'm receiving, there was no culture into the knowledge. The knowledge lacked culture. So I didn't see myself in mathematics. I didn't see myself in physics. I didn't see myself in chemistry. I could not attach myself culturally to that product. Therefore, it made me tired. Soon as somebody pull out some math, we get tired. We get sleepy. All of a sudden, when we get into those type of learning institutions, it's boring for us because there's no culture in it. We don't see ourselves in that product. So once I started to break down mathematics and math from ma'at, and ma'at meaning balance, and the equal sign in the mathematical equation is parallel lines. Parallel meaning one side is equal to the other side. This is balance. This is ma'at. Then to know that ma'at came from the Ma civilization, and the Ma civilizations are the mathematics, the mathematical people of antiquity. And these people look just like me. I'm like, boom, my mind was blown. Instantaneously, I saw myself in that problem. I saw myself with those solutions. I saw myself in that mathematics. So when I did that, it gave me a different kind of drive. So now I understand that what we need to do is we need to see ourselves in these products. And we do that by attaching culture to it. This is why when I rap the way I rap. This is why when I dress the way I dress. This is why when I do what I do it the way I do. I do it gagutically, because this attaches us to the product. This attaches us to the product. And it has to be that way. If it's not that way, you'll have a difficulty bonding to the information. You see what I'm saying? You'll get sleepy. You'll get tired. I can't get tired with this. I love this. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? We was in class from 1 o'clock till 12 o'clock midnight. 12 hours straight. Math. I'm not going to release it yet. I'm almost there. I'm not going to release it yet. I got like 12 more joints I'm working on. Hopefully in like 2 weeks, I'll have everything done, and I'm going to put it up somewhere. I don't really know yet. You know what I'm saying? But look, if you want to come back in and see this Final Surrender by the Illuminati in America, come right back in, because I got like 2 minutes left. I'm going to just end it now, and then I'm going to come back. But you definitely want to see this, especially if you live in America right now. You want to see this, because this is something it's one of the biggest and best kept secrets in here that's still keeping everybody stagnant. And once we really come into this understanding, this not only helps melanin dominant people, black people, African descendant people, this changes the world. We're literally at the precipice where we can turn over everything overnight. We can flip the table over, mess the whole game up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go out and I'm going to come right back in. All right? GAGUT greetings.
Chemistry. Periodic chart has atom. That is hydrogen atom as number 1. And that is, again, proton, positive charge, and neutron, which is no charge, and electron, which is negative charge.
Minister God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. This Babylon lifestyle just a suicide. A suicide, they don't want us all to unify and realize all the energy that's deep inside. To utilize, they colonize our deepest minds. See all the lies that coincide with school and food, the radio and the news, politics and the president, they making the rules. Turn around and just break them. Got you waiting for Jesus, my brother, you been forsaken. Yeah, freedom is taken, it don't come with no vote. Put you right in the chains, carry you off to the boat. This the God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. This Babylon lifestyle just a suicide. A suicide, they don't want us all to unify. Yo, this the God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. This Babylon lifestyle just a suicide. A suicide, they don't want us all to unify.
And what GAGUT has done is put up a model that would mystery. And in the process, revise the entire chemistry, as you're going to see shortly. Okay? What happens is, this is number one.
Number one.
Yeah, nothing is stopping this. Reaming hypothesis, whatever challenges. Winning's the option is the God order. Yup, infallible truth. To heal your mind, body, and soul. Take over the youth. And watch these Gagutian bars take over the roof. And the sun, moon, and stars ain't really the roof. Not a theory, but a theorem, yeah, it's really the truth. Jim Crow is dead, cut his head off for proof. Broken with the Trinity, ate a sub infinity. Got my polymorphisms, DNA, my memory. Riding with the top down, head off Kennedy. The top down, head off Kennedy. This the God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. This Babylon lifestyle just a suicide. A suicide, they don't want us all to unify.
This, therefore, is the model of the mystery.
This is my Yo, I got a whole joint. I'm about to drop it in a minute.
Of course, this.
While we say it's no Jesus, but we keep taking quotes from the Bible. Who says no? Listen, hold on. I don't want to get sidetracked.
So what I said is that
please don't let me get sidetracked. You know what I'm saying? In the class of Dale's and the inspiration. How Gaggut has relationship with music and people. Oh, you should have asked him. You should have asked him. You should have asked him. He's a very patient teacher. Well, I know you was in the class, so you seem like he's very patient. But let me address this question. Somebody asked a wonderful, brilliant question. They said, while we say it's no Jesus, but we keep taking quotes from the Bible. Okay.
But the other thing, as I mentioned, is...
Yeah, give me a question. I love questions. We got time. We got a fresh live right now, so we got time. But to address that, we can start with GAGUT and work back. You know what I'm saying? I can't give you the song yet. I can't give it to you yet. I can't give it to you yet. I can't give it to you yet, man. I can't give it to you yet. I'm not even supposed to be playing it. I like hearing this shit. You know what I'm saying? I love hearing this shit. This will be having me charged. As soon as I put it on, like, it'll be having me lit. But I'm going to be done in like just give me a little bit. But somebody said, why do we say there's no Jesus, but yet we take quotes from the Bible? Okay. Excuse me. We can start with GAGUT and work our way back. And being as though GAGUT verifies the intelligence level of melanin dominant people, of black people, of African descendant people, this lets you know that supernatural phenomena, the explanation of supernatural phenomena had to come through black people. So when we look at the Bible, right, this explains supernatural phenomena, correct? Correct. However, we're aware that this story has been interpreted many times. I mean, you got the King James Version now, but for the King James Version, you had the Bishop's Version, then the Revised Bishop's Version, then you got the Geneva Version, then the Revised Geneva Version, then you have the Gutenberg Version, the Gutenberg edition. We got a lot of Bibles. But do you know what's the oldest and most complete Bible on earth? Keep in mind, our Gagutical Constitution states that melanin dominant people, black people, have the highest level of intelligence via our polymorphisms. And we're the ones best suitable to have had explain these supernatural phenomena like the creation of the entire universe and of the world and what we would like to call God. Keep that in mind. What Bible? We done went over at least 5 different translations of Bibles just now. Which Bible is the oldest and most complete Bible on earth? Somebody else had a question. Hit me, please, because we got time. We only 6 minutes in. I still got to show this last surrender from Illuminati. From the Illuminati. The Illuminati itself has surrendered to our intelligence. This is why we under so much attack right now. This is why there's poison in the water. This is why there's this whole twist for vaccines and chemtrails. This is why all of this shit is going on right now. We got a ringer in the room. Ethiopian Coptic Bible. Correct. Just let me show my brother who made that comment. So the Ethiopian Bible is the oldest. Ethiopian Bible is the oldest and most complete Bible on earth. The Ethiopian Bible. When you said that you use GAGUT to dress yourself so that you can be better in tune with the energy, what did you mean? I love expressing myself through clothing. I'm sorry. Okay, that's good. That's very good. I got you. Give me 1 second. The Ethiopian Bible is the oldest and most complete Bible on earth. So this is Coptic, and you are very right. Who said that? Aloha. Immortal Aloha. Okay. So what does Coptic mean? This is Ethiopian Coptic, right? But what does Coptic mean? Let's look at what Coptic means. Let's go. Coptic, the language of the Copts, which represents the final stage of ancient Egyptian. It now survives only as the liturgical language of the Coptic Church. So when we're talking about Coptic, we're talking about ancient Egyptian. This is ancient Egyptian knowledge. It's just been translated from ancient Egyptian to Coptic, then to Greek, then to Latin, then to Gutenberg, then to Geneva, then the bishops, then the King James. It's just been translated. Much like if somebody tells you a secret, right? Or somebody tells you a story, then you tell it to 10 other people. Then those 10 other people tell it to 10 other people. By the time it gets back to the original person, it's going to be some twists and turns in this story. You know, this is the same thing that happened to this Bible. So when we break down Jesus, what are we saying? See, I understand, in the different levels. Well, I don't have a problem with Jesus. I don't have a problem with somebody saying God. God has redefined God or Allah as the universe, aka everything. So when I hear somebody say God, I understand they're saying the universe. So they say God bless you. They're saying the universe bless you. When they're saying God created, they're saying the universe created. This is what I hear instinctively because I'm a Gagutian. This is what I study. So I understand the mathematics behind it. So when somebody says Jesus to me, I take it to its original definition. I take it to even the Bible that you read is GAGUT in the Bible. I can show you GAGUT in the Bible. It's in the Bible because it was written by Gagutians. It came from ancient Egyptian. It's been translated and translated and translated. But good thing for us, the people who translated it, right, didn't fully understand the information when they translated it. So there were some things that were left in there that if they would have removed it, we wouldn't be able to decipher it the way that we do. Biology is in the Bible. When they say turn water into wine, this is biology. Understand your blood is blue before oxygen hits it. Then it turns red. When it gets oxygen, it gets oxygenated, right? So that blue blood turning red is turning water into wine. So biology is in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? So basically, Jesus is the way to follow, no matter if he was true or false, long as you understand the story and follow the path. I would say that's responsible. Peace and love to Shonda. What up, goddess? I would say that that's responsible. But look at this. In New York City, right? Very famous city. Everybody can picture New York City. They have a statue of something they call the Statue of Liberty in New York, right? And it's a big woman with a sheet on her body holding a torch, okay? And they call her the Statue of Liberty, right? Is the Statue of Liberty a real person? No. But is liberty real? Yes, liberty is very real. You see what I'm saying? So this is symbolism. This is symbolism. Even Christ is not Jesus' last name. You see what I'm saying? Like, I ask people that all the time, like, what's Jesus' last name? And they'll, out of ignorance sometimes, say Christ. Christ is not Jesus' last name. Christ is a title. It means the anointed one. And when we understand that this is ancient Egyptian information, when we go to the ancient Egyptian etymology of the word Christ, we find that the word Christ was used to explain multiple people. Multiple people. Watch, let me show you. Watch. It wasn't just for one person. So to make Jesus a literal person, this is European. And this is done to control people. Mainly, barbarians, Vikings, Vandals. Egyptian etymology of Christ. Let's go. Egyptian etymology. Let's go. Hold on. Egyptian etymology. Etymology is the study of the origin of words. Egyptian etymology of Christ. Christ, right? The hieroglyphic for Christ is Kerest or Christ, K-R-S-T, meaning mummy. The root meaning of the term Christ, Messiah, and or the anointed. The Egyptian Ra, Repa, or the season of it. Hold up. This is another one that I wanted to show you. Let me see. I think this is a good one right here. Okay. The concept of Christ in Christianity or the Hebrew. No. This is not the one. Well, you get the picture. I don't want to look through this whole joint because you put me on the segue. I wasn't even supposed to be going there. Jordan Maxwell breaks it down. Yeah. KRST. They didn't use vowels, so there would be no E. But yes, the vowels were actually put in to activate the word. You know what I mean? And we understood that words were spells. So, you kind of had to be initiated properly to be able to speak the word to life. We have, magic came from, this is where magic came from. We have documentations of magical spells, literally. Like, I ain't going to do it tonight, but I'll go over one with you. It's called the Old Schmidt Papyrus. And matter of fact, it's actually written in Coptic. I've been trying to study it, independently. I haven't registered for a class or nothing like that, but I've been just working with it on my own, and I could read a little bit of it, but it's dope. It's really dope, and it's a magical papyrus, and it's believed to have spells in it, literal spells in it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's in our alphabet crest. Wow, what alphabet is that? Well, I assume you're talking about Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the magic is crazy. The magic is crazy. So the Old Schmidt Papyrus, it deals with magic. We can break that down. Not tonight. Well, another night we won't do that. Let me get back to this last surrender. And this final surrender is by the Illuminati itself. You know what I'm saying? The Illuminati has surrendered to us, to our superior intelligence. But it's an intuitive intelligence. And intuitive knowledge, you need to have the proper mechanisms, the accoutrements. You need to have the proper accoutrements So this means you need a healthy body. You need a healthy mind. You know what I'm saying? Oh, somebody else tuned in. Regular alphabet. English. Okay, my bad. I was slow on that one. That one went right over my. Oh, QS. Yeah. Wow, you just caught me with that one. I was not expecting that. That was nice. That was nice. That was really nice. And coincidence? I think not either. That's heavy. You cooking with gas tonight. Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that. We got some sharp people in this chat this evening. That was brilliant. So where was we at? The surrender by the Illuminati. Let's go. So the Illuminati itself has surrendered to us, to our intelligence. This intuitive knowledge comes from having a healthy mind and a healthy body. This is in our DNA. This is where intuitive knowledge comes from your DNA. You need a healthy mind, have a healthy body, so forth and so on. And we can get in a little deeper on that too. They keep saying what we was doing in Egypt was evil and we worship idol gods, but I think they saying that to make us not go back to our proper way. I would concur. I would concur. And what's very astonishing is everybody else over there, everybody else is studying it, breaking it down, building museums, taking artifacts, dissecting them and trying to figure it out. Everybody else doing it, but we, the superstitious, spooky ass, scary individuals. I'm not into that. And then what takes it out of the realm of belief is understanding things like mathematics. When we go into the Pythagorean theorem and pi, and phi, and all the mathematics is what takes it out of the belief realm. When you speak theorems, that's why I love GAGUT, because it's the unification of theorems. I'm not talking to you about what you believe. I don't really care. I could care less, for real. Because when I hear you speak your belief, I hear theorems. You know what I'm saying? When I hear you speaking and you're talking about Jesus, I interpret that it goes into my brain computer different. When I hear you talk about God, it goes into my brain computer different. I hear it different. I don't hear what you hear. I'm talking about them, not myself. You know what I'm saying? Okay, thank you. So this last surrender is, and you stuck in here too. Chosen. You saw Asia. You saw Germany when we went over Göttingen, and Carl Fredrick Gauss. You saw the Gauss wave. You saw all of that. So now we're gonna show the Illuminati surrendered. The Illuminati surrendered to our intelligence. And like I was saying, this is the reason why there's such an attack on us, especially our children. They're being targeted with junk food. They're being targeted with subservient positions and roles in society and inadequate education. And the school systems that we see with our children and are very inadequate. They don't have enough supplies. They got outdated supplies. They just like what we saw in Flint, Michigan, where they had all of that contaminated water. The lead levels were so high, the children was getting their skin, damaged just by simply touching this stuff. All of that is done in black communities. And you know what? I'm going to do another presentation where I'm going to go around to different neighborhoods and I'm going to test the water. I'm going to test the levels of toxin in the water. I'm going to do that. I'm not sure what day I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do that real soon. It's going to be dope. And I'm going to go to the high society, just regular spigot water. I just want to test regular spigot water. You know what I mean? Absolutely. First frequency people. And you know what? When being a first frequency person, we got to be careful being around, second, third, even fourth frequency people, because they bring you, they change your vibration. They change your interpretation. Like, they can affect your energy. You ever hang around somebody like low vibration? They pull you down, so we got to be careful of that too. That's just a reminder to myself as well. And that's what they call social distancing now. That's crazy. So let's go into this last and final surrender. And matter of fact, let me show you how to type this up too, so you can look at this document. This document is heavy. I showed this before, but I don't know if we went here with it. Okay, so Yale investigates GAGUT in 1997. All right, so now before we talk about this, let's just open this up a little bit more. So when GAGUT came out in 1990, it totally shook up the science community so hard that it was investigated by all levels of academics. You know what I'm saying? GAGUT greetings, chosen, what up? So all levels of academics, including the White House, under the Clinton administration in 1997, investigated GAGUT. And what they did is they found no flaws. Now, when I say the White House, I mean the federal government. I mean the FBI, the CIA, the Pentagon. They all investigated GAGUT. They found no flaws. So what they did was they kicked it up to Yale University. Now, this is coming straight from the Olfapit Institute. This is from Professor Gabriel Oyibo personally. If he did not put this document on the internet, you would not be able to see it. This is coming directly from ground zero, and I'm going to show you the exact document from Yale University. Let's go in. This is the Yale surrender, aka the Illuminati. Now, this is an outline of this article. This outline states, God Almighty's grand unified theorem, nicknamed GAGUT, Gij, J equals 0, represents the God order. News ordaining Professor Gabriel Oyibo, a black man with the ultimate intelligence and hence the black people the most intelligent and undefeatable race, infallibly. So let's go. This is an outline. This is just explaining the things found in this article. All right, so let's look at the article. Let's look. Let's look. Now, look at the title. This is Nuclear DNA Diversity in Worldwide Distributed Human Populations. Let's read that again. Nuclear DNA Diversity in Worldwide Human Distributed Populations. Okay? So the nuclear DNA diversity, the diversity in the nuclear DNA, that's the nucleus. When we're talking about nucleus, right, we're talking about a cell, and this is the nucleolus, and this is the nucleus. Inside this nucleus is DNA. Is DNA, all right? That's your DNA inside the nucleus of the cell. So it's talking about the diversity in the nuclear DNA of worldwide distributed human population. So everybody in the world, okay? Now, these are the names of the scientists, right, that were in this study. And if you just look at the names, just notice the names. Zetwix, whatever that is, Yatova, Yarnik, Laskwiska, Madiano, Serrazzo, Stone King, Tishkoff. I'm just showing you these names so you can see this was not biased towards black people. There's no black people in this. This was not somebody from some HBCU sitting down writing this paper. This was not a bunch of people who had the interests of black people writing this paper. Matter of fact, you can see right here. This was done at Yale University School of Medicine, Department of Genetics. So Yale University Department of Genetics, guess who's the chairman? His name is Kenneth K. Kidd. Look at those initials, KKK. Now, just to make sure we understand who Kenneth K. Kidd is, let's look at him real quick. Let's look at him. We ain't got nothing else better to do. Kenneth K. Kidd. Here we go. Kenneth K. Kidd. Now, you tell me that ain't the damn KKK. He got the handlebar mustache joint and everything. You already know. Kenneth K. Kidd is an American human geneticist and emeritus professor of genetics at Yale University School of Medicine. All right, in Wisconsin. Population genetics, extended evolutionary synthesis. That's what he's known for. Population genetics, extended evolutionary synthesis. That's what he's known for. That's his twist. Okay? All right? So, let's get back. So now that we have that established, we know who KKK is. We know who Kenneth K. Kidd is. Now, in this document, right? There's nobody to be biased towards black people in this document. You know, these are all people who are not of African descent. You know what I'm saying? So, in this study, right, done at Yale University, this is how they came to the conclusion that black people have the most intelligence, intuitive knowledge via our DNA, as we have several professors who are masters in this field. We can look up all these guys. They're masters in this field. This is their field of study, right? So Yale University, right? This is why we notice that this is the Illuminati, not just because Kenneth K. Kidd's initials are KKK, but because of this. How many of you know about Skull and Bones? How many of you know about Skull and Bones? Here we go. Skull and Bones, the Order of 322, or the Brotherhood of Death, is an undergraduate senior secret society. Yo, get out of the way. Let me continue. Skull and Bones, the Order of 322, or the Brotherhood of Death, is an undergraduate senior secret society, right? At Yale University. Look, their headquarters is Yale University. Yale University. Look, George Bush was in there. A bunch of high-ranking devils was in there. Yale Skull and Bones and the Carbonary, the backhand of the Illuminati. This is who they are. Hold on, let me see. Illuminati singers. All right, so this is who they are. Let me go to their wiki page. And they got a Wikipedia page. Yet Professor Gabriel Oyibo has no Wikipedia page. This lets you know who Wikipedia is. Yo, listen. Their headquarters is Yale University. The oldest senior class society at the university, Skull and Bones, has become a cultural institution known for its powerful alumni and various conspiracy theories. It is one of the big three societies at Yale. Look, Skull and Bones. Headquarters, Yale University. So this was not only a study done by Yale. This is a surrender by the Illuminati themselves. So let's go. Let's get to the bottom of it. Let's get it. Okay, let's go back to the document so we can see exactly what they said in the document. Let's decipher this a little bit. All right. So, boom. Okay. Now, analysis of DNA samples from mixed Europeans, Papua New Guineans, as well as from 6 Africans, 3 Asians, and 2 and Mediterranean populations. In this way, the European bias in the nuclear polymorphism ascertainment has been avoided. Look, they said in this way, the European bias in the nuclear polymorphism ascertainment has been avoided. European bias, what is that? What is European bias? This means white supremacy. In order to avoid their white supremacist views, their European bias, they looked at every population that they could get their hands on. They didn't just look at white people and blah, blah, because that would be bias. So to eliminate, right? In this way, European bias in the nuclear polymorphism ascertainment has been avoided. They've avoided European bias, so they say. Now, in a maximum likelihood tree constructed from the frequency data, Africans clustered separately from the non-African populations. Look, Africans clustered separately from the non-African populations. Let's go. Now, what they said is 15 polymorphisms were shared amongst most of the populations compared. Okay, so they're saying everybody got 15. As a base, everybody got 15. As a base, we share 15. Stay with me. Base 15 was shared among most populations compared. Whereas 13 sites were found to be endemic to Africans and 4 to non-Africans. Okay, so they're saying an additional 13 sites for Africans and only 4 for non-Africans. All right, now before we go there, they used the word. I want us to all be on the same page. They used the word. They said endemic. Whereas 13 sites were found to be endemic to Africans. Now, what does endemic mean? Let's just be thorough with this. We got a little bit of time. Let's not play around. What does endemic mean? We want everybody to be together over here. Endemic. Regularly found among particular people or in a certain area is endemic in industry today of a plant or animal native and restricted to a certain place. So this means it's restricted to a certain, no, it's endemic to just those people, specifically just them. This is what endemic means. So when they say when they say 13 sites were found to be endemic to Africans, this means only Africans, and 4 to non-Africans. So let's do the math on this. 15 plus 13 will give us 28. 15 plus 4 will give us 19. So they're saying African people, melanin dominant people, black people have 28 intelligent strands of DNA known as polymorphisms. And they're saying all other people only have 19. 19. Now, we can do some more math to that, all right? Because if we just look at that ratio, when we look at 28 over 19, this is an improper fraction. This is an improper fraction because the numerator is higher than the denominator. You see what I'm saying? So when we have improper fractions like this, we're going to have difficulty coming out with an even number. All right? This is an improper fraction. So with the improper fraction, what you need to do is you need to round it to the nearest 10. Right? Now, being as though this study was coming from the Illuminati itself, it's very likely that they suppressed our number and they inflated their number. Very likely. So what we do to make this more of a proper fraction, because 28 and 19 does not divide evenly. This is an improper fraction. The numerator and denominator are not in sync. So what we do is we round this to the nearest 10. So 28 would then go to 30, right? And 19 would then go to 18, bringing us 30 over 18. 30 over 18, common denominator is 6. 6 goes into 30 5 times. 6 goes into 18 3 times. This gives us 5/3, a complete inversion of the 3/5 of a man that they used to say that we were, being the Constitution of 1887, whatever, the 13th Amendment. The 13th Amendment labeled us as 3/5, but really we were actually 5/3 when they applied science. And this science came from Yale University School of Science, Genetics, Yale University School of Medicine, the Department of Genetics, with the chairman Kenneth K. Kidd, KKK, at the chair board. Also, this was conducted at Yale University, the home of the Illuminati, Skull and Bones themselves. So they have surrendered. They have surrendered. They have surrendered. They have surrendered. The problem is not many of us know it. That's the problem. So we need as many people as we can to come into this class. Angelina, what up, goddess? You missed the class too. I know you said you was busy, but we need to get you in on this next class. We went over the solution for the coronavirus. We went over immortality. We went over some dope stuff. And there's nobody that we can think of. There's nobody on the planet right now more eligible to answer these questions other than Professor Gabriel Oyibo. Like, this is very important. Very unique to have this opportunity. You know what I mean? So if there's anybody, once again, who would like to come into class, if you don't have a full $500 to come into a class, we understand. Like, you know, I'm offering my services. I will put money up for you to come into this briefing. Let's put something up. You put $50 up. Put $50 up. I'll put the rest of the money up for you. You can come in. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lord knows I can spend my money on something else. Like, and we got people in the room who already can testify to this. Our sister Wiz was in here. My brother Cool was in here. You know, I sponsored both of them. I can't remember how much money they even get. I can't even remember how much money. It didn't matter. We need as many people into these briefings as possible, especially nowadays with this threat of this pandemic called the coronavirus. Like, we need to, like, it's nothing. We can solve this easily. You said you missed the solution. We can go over it again, but I'm afraid I need more time. We're going to have to revisit that tomorrow. I see my brother Tate in the building. Tate, what up? GAGUT greetings. Yo, we need you to come to the next briefing, Tate. We need you to come to the next briefing. And you can be able to interact with the professor in real time. He'll answer whatever question you have to ask right then. As soon as you ask it, he'll answer the question. So you need to have your notes ready. You need to take copious notes. It's going to be groundbreaking. So, you know, if anybody wants to come in, I mean, and it's a great privilege to be able to talk to the greatest mathematician of all time anyway. Even if you don't have nothing real deep or heavy to ask, just to be able to communicate with the greatest mathematician on earth is like a blessing. You know what I mean? So he turned down NASA. He used to teach at NASA. He quit that job. He didn't want to teach them anymore because they use their knowledge to harm the people, and we don't want to do that. So he denied them. He denied Harvard. He denied Yale. He even denied MIT. I can show you the letters where they begging him to teach MIT. He turned them down. You know what I'm saying? But he's granting us this class. You know what I mean? So if anybody want to come in, send me a DM with your phone number and your email, whatever your contact is, and we can reach out to you. I'll call you with the office on the line on a three-way, and I'll connect you directly with the office. You know, I'm not gonna hold you back. Like, I'm gonna connect you straight. Like, I'm gonna be the plug for you. I got you. I want to wake up those minds of those mathematicians that's out there, these scientists and technicians that we got that's sleeping on they self. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in a rough neighborhood. I'm still in the neighborhood, but you know, it's a rough neighborhood. And in this neighborhood, we used to beat up on the smart guy. Wow, how did that happen? We used to beat up on the smart guy. You know what I'm saying? The dude that answered all the questions in class and raised his hand all the time, did his homework. We used to beat up on that guy. And as a consequence, that forced a lot of us who were intelligent to hide our intelligence, to mask that intelligence with this toxic masculinity, where we would beat up on the smart guy, you know, for doing his homework or raising hand, answer questions. And that it forced me to suppress my intelligence to the point I didn't know I was smart, until like later in my life. I didn't realize my own intelligence. I was suppressing that intelligence. So I believe it's still a lot of people out here who are suppressing their intelligence just to survive in the society that they live in. And that age is dead. This is a gagutical age. It's time for us to wake up and to really exercise our intelligence. There's a lot of deep stuff we're going in, and sometimes it can seem a little bit overwhelming, but I'm challenging you to stretch your mind, stretch your brain. We have ancestors and ourselves, our past selves that spent hundreds of years preserving and perfecting these techniques so that we can have them right now, that we can exercise our intelligence and go back to being the healthiest people on the planet, the most long-lived people on the planet, the most advanced technologies of people on the planet. Like, we need to get back into doing that. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get in? Let me know. Hit me up. I'll plug you in. We'll call the office on the 3-way. I'll connect you right in directly. I'll even put some money up to help you get into class. That's how serious I am with it. You don't believe me? Test me. Test me. You don't believe me? Test me. You call me. I'm going to get you plugged in and we're going to go in. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go to sleep because I don't know what time it is. Yo, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, yeah, I'm out of here. Listen, this is your brother, and I love you because I love myself. Peace.